What's going on, everyone? My name's AJ, and today we're going to be reviewing the Abercrombie & Fitch 90s straight jeans. So I copped these jeans in a black wash from Abercrombie & Fitch, and it retailed for $80, but I was able to cop it for just around $64. And as far as the packaging goes, it just comes with this plastic bag and a bunch of material and paper that just says Abercrombie & Fitch Vintage Stretch, and then 90 straight, and a bunch of just different tags and details about what the jeans really are about, how they fit and how they look, and essentially what size they are. This jean does come in many different colors, but I decided to cop it in this vintage black wash, a black finish, but just aged and washed and looks a lot more vintage. And like the Abercrombie & Fitch t-shirts that I reviewed, when we first got these jeans in the mail, they looked really nice. It was packaged really nicely, and sometimes I like to get footage of the products in that packaging that looks so neat and tidy because it just makes me not want to wear it, but at the same time, I'd rather wear it than have it in the package. But nonetheless, there's a lot of details on these jeans, whether it be through the tags that we just saw earlier, or also some of the details like this back tab, which is leather, and it just says Abercrombie & Fitch. And it also says regular US patent trademark, quality since 1892. And that is on the back right of the jeans, where typically you would see that leather patch for any other pair of jeans. The waistband has a bunch of details as well, where it just says Abercrombie & Fitch. It says the size, I am a size 31 waist and size 30 length. And right below the Abercrombie & Fitch, it just says A&F Vintage Stretch 90 straight. There's not really a lot of stretch in these jeans. It's more so in the leg and everything else, but we'll get into that once we look at the care labels. Something really interesting about the tag that it came with though is this note here, where it just has a bunch of information about the jeans itself and the dyeing process that it went through. So I'm not going to go through the whole note itself, but it says, for best results, we recommend that you wash before you wear and follow our care instructions to avoid any color transfer. So they're just talking about the dyes used in this jean and the color transfer. In all honesty, I personally like wearing these jeans without washing it up front. I just like wearing the jeans. I don't worry too much about the color transferring on my shoes, other than, I guess if it's an Air Force One or an all white shoe, you may get some minor dye from the jeans on your shoe, but if you're in the rain, you're for sure gonna get dye on there regardless. But it's just natural that the dyes will get on your shoe, and you could wash it if that's your preference based on the suggestion of Abercrombie & Fitch. But for me personally, I just like to wear them. And once again, the tag said to avoid color transfer, wash before wear, turn garment inside out. And the inside garment tag care label has a bunch of information, and the first tag is just a lot of the sizing information and garment information. And on the back of the care label, it just says where it's made, and there's all sorts of care labels in different languages about how to wash these jeans. And these jeans were specifically made in Guatemala, and the fabric is also from Guatemala. I just wanted to say it that way. And another detail that I really liked in these jeans is the Abercrombie & Fitch branding. So the buttons itself do have a lot of Abercrombie & Fitch branding, along with the rivets on each side of the jean. The initial button is more of like a silver tone stainless steel metal, and the zipper also has Abercrombie A&F on there in that same kind of polished nickel, if not silver looking material. But the rivets are an aged brass almost, and it does say A&F on those brass rivets as well, which is a nice touch. But the fabric content is 99% cotton and 1% elastane. Not necessarily a spandex, but it does provide some stretch as far as the legs and the thighs go. And I got this in the vintage wash colorway, like I said earlier, and there's a bunch of cool distressing details on the pockets, whether it be this coin pocket distressing or just the pocket itself. And even the hems, meaning the bottom of the jeans, have a little bit of a raw looking hem, and I just like that as far as the factory finish and the distressing goes, even though it's done in a factory. If you were trying to do that on a raw pair of denim, it would take really long to achieve this vintage wash look. And there is quite a bit of whiskering throughout the jeans. You can see how there's a lot of distressing here based on the lines of white and the initial black dye here. So there's a total of 5 pockets in this jean. If you don't want to count the coin pocket, technically 4 pockets, but let's just count that. So the coin pocket is number 1, and then the right pocket is number 2. Another pocket on the left is number 3, and 2 back pockets, which complete the 5 pockets. And the broken in denim with the minor distressing, like I said earlier, with the whiskering, rivets, and even the hem are such a selling point for me when I first initially saw these jeans. And now onto the sizing and the fit. I'm about 5'9". I lost a lot of weight actually. I'm about like 172, 171 now. Past few weeks, I've been doing my thing the past month, man. I feel good. And I copped this in a size 31. My natural waist is probably like a 30, 31 now, so I feel good about that. So I bought it true to size, and I would say this jean is more on the higher rise size, but they fit pretty normal They fit closer to like a Levi's 501 jean, I would say. Honestly, they fit pretty perfect for me. They are truly a 90s straight leg, so compared to more modern straight leg, these are a lot more generous and tapered through the thigh, but not necessarily the leg. The leg is more straight, a truly straight fit. And that straight leg fit is really reminiscent of the 90s. You could buy a baggier pair of these jeans if you size up or if you just get a baggier fit. I personally love this version so much. If you want to size up, you could probably just buy a bigger waist size and just wear a belt, but I would suggest buying this jean true to size if you really want to make it fit your body appropriately. There's no real way to make it look baggier unless you sag it or buy something that's obnoxiously not your waist size. Like if I got a 38 or 40 size waist, it wouldn't fit, but it would look very, very baggy on me. But nonetheless, bought these true to size. They do have minor stretch in the leg and the thigh. Can't really distinguish that. It's 1% elastane, not really too much stretch. So I would definitely suggest wearing these in store before you buy them. And if you get a chance to try them on, or try another version of this 90s straight fit jean with the stretch. They have them in many different colors. Granted, if you try the same exact jean in a different color, it may fit differently because each fabric treatment, each dye that they put in affects the fit and the shrinkage or water usage of the jeans itself. So just try them on in store to make everything simple and make sure they fit you appropriately or how you like them. And I think they are really, really comfortable. It's not too tight at the waist, not too high as far as the rise. And I think they look really, really dope for the price point, just under $100, if not getting them on a deal for $65. The aesthetic is really nice and you can wear them with a lot of things. Now onto the pros. I'm gonna say that my first pro is that this is a premium quality piece from Abercrombie & Fitch. And my second pro is that it's at such a fair price. So these retail, like I said earlier, for $80 and I got them for just under $65. And I've been looking around for a long time for a vintage age-washed black jean like this, but I didn't necessarily want to buy a raw pair of black denim and distress it and age it myself. And I think this jean is probably one of the best off-the-rack vintage black wash distressed jeans with all the hem and vintage details that you could buy for just under $100. Another pro is that these jeans are really comfy. It's an easy pair of jeans to wear. You're not necessarily gonna think they're too skinny, but they are not baggy. They're just a straight leg, I would say. And they do fit pretty similar to how they look on my body in this video, but also compared to if I were to look at the Abercrombie & Fitch model photos that they put for these jeans on their site. So it is a great fitting jean, really comfortable. And I think the quality is actually pretty good for the price point. And I also think that this jean is on trend, especially coming into the warmer months of spring and almost summer. This is gonna be a perfect jean for that. I know that fall, winter was a little bit colder, but this is still on trend for that. And not only for this season, but you could probably wear this jean for years and years to come. Because even though it says it's like a 90s straight fit jean, the trends do recycle in fashion and you could wear this jean on and on and on. And I'm probably gonna wear this throughout all of 2023 and maybe next year. And I didn't really have any cons with these jeans. I may do a revisit in a year, if not 6 months, because these are fairly priced. They're really comfortable. They look like a designer jean with the amount of details that they have and just aesthetically. And the quality is actually really, really nice. But that's kind of where I would have a point where it may be a con, because I would definitely test these and the longevity of these jeans in the next 4 to 6 to 8 to 12 months, just to see if the quality does stand up to it being an $80 jean. I used to buy Saint Laurent straight leg jeans year after year, but they were so high of a rise and skinny and tapered in the crotch area. I would have a crotch blowout, meaning there would be a hole in the crotch area in every single pair of my Saint Laurent jeans. It was almost year after year. It was annual blow out your Saint Laurent crotch denim jeans day, and it was a sad day. I was playing Boys to Men, I was playing whatever, slow jam at the moment to pay my condolences to the Saint Laurent. Anyways, we'll see how these stand up compared to my Saint Laurent jeans, which I still love, but at the same time, these are a great alternative to any expensive designer jean or mid-tier jean, I would say. This is a little bit more of a fast fashion brand, I would say, but still a great alternative nonetheless to designer, but also just regular brands that you would see like Levi's or anything else. All in all, I'm gonna say that the Abercrombie & Fitch 90s straight fit jean in vintage black is probably one of the most impressive jeans that I've seen and reviewed for under $100 in a while. And I know that I've reviewed the Old Navy light wash jean, but honestly, I think the quality of this Abercrombie & Fitch jean is a lot more refined than the quality in the Old Navy jean. I just feel like the higher percentage of cotton to elastane or spandex makes the jean feel more rigid and weighty, whereas the Old Navy jean has a lot more stretch to it. And I kind of like the quality there, but this definitely feels more like a premium jean. jean. They have this jean in many different colors, sizes, and they look really good on a majority of folks' bodies. And honestly, I think they look better than some, if not a lot, of designer branded jeans that cost 10 times, if not 5 times more than these jeans itself. And they may be harder to wear because they're a lot more skinny or more specialized of a fit compared to Abercrombie, where you could probably go to your local mall and try them on and buy a pair the same day. But what do you guys think about these jeans? Leave a comment below. Once again, my name's AJ. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, or even notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next one. Lego. Peace. Live yours.